Hello, everyone. You're listening to Cheese, a photography podcast. I am Jose Betancourt. I've gotten questions regarding my introduction or my intro. People want to know why I don't have a fancy song and why I don't hire some guy with a phony movie voice to do my introduction. Number one, I really don't like that. Number two, I've been podcasting for close to 14 years. Not about photography, but I've been in the podcast scene from the very beginning. Something I would like to brag about more often, but it gets me nowhere. So I've been through all that. I've created my own intros. I've created my own songs for my podcast. But I feel, and this is my third reasoning, I don't want to waste your time. I value the time that it takes for people to listen to my podcast. Now, I could have one person listening to my podcast every week or 1,000 people listening. It doesn't matter to me. For that one person, no matter how long you sit there and listen to my podcast, to me, that is extremely valuable. That is more valuable than having a high subscription count or being on Instagram and having a lot of followers, etc., etc. I'm 47. I've learned the value of time as I've gotten older, as my son has gotten older. So at any given moment, our time can expire. So the fact that you listen to my podcast, whether it's 2 minutes, 10 minutes, I truly appreciate that. So I want to get straight to the point. That is why my YouTube channel doesn't have a fancy introduction. I get straight to the point with my video reviews. Same thing with my podcast. I am exactly the same person you will find if you ever meet me in person. So I like to get straight to the point when I meet somebody in person. It's just, and I'm not trying to discredit any other podcasters or any other content creators. It's just that's how I am. So no, I'm not going to put a fancy introduction. I'm not going to pay somebody to do a stupid movie voice. And yes, I think it's dumb, especially when it comes to a photography podcast. There's no place for people with that type of voice. But hey, I can't fault anyone for making money doing voiceover work. Those people are talented, and I can't fault people for paying others to do that. To each their own. But it's just how I operate. Time is valuable. Time is a valuable commodity. And if you could listen to my podcast and get through it, more power to you. I truly appreciate you. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart. So speaking about valuable time, that's all the time I got for today's podcast. I just wanted to throw that out there. It's not really photography related, but it is related to my podcast and content creation. And you know what? You can probably put that into your photography as well. As a matter of fact, that is why we do photography, is so that we can freeze time. So now that I'm thinking about it, photographers, we perform magic. We can capture a moment that will last forever, especially if you print it. And those that are part of that moment or have the luxury of seeing what you have captured, they're going to remember that as well. So yes, for me, capturing time is a huge reason why I do photography. I want to spend every moment with my son before he goes away to college. I have photos of him when he was small, and we sometimes look at those photos and we have a good laugh. I'm doing a personal project where I'm taking photos of all of his toys, and then I'm going to put it in a little photo book. I'm working on that right now. So, okay, yeah, time and saving time and capturing time, freezing it, is what we do as photographers. So, hey, I guess this podcast wound up being about photography anyway. So as always, I thank you for listening to my podcast, and I will talk to you later. Bye.